Good day! I am Israel Banyas from the Philippine Competition Commission or PCC. Let's dive into the Phase 1 review process. This phase is all about figuring out whether the merger raises any competition concerns or if it can be allowed to move forward to the consummation stage. Before we get into the details, here's a quick refresher. If you need to review how to file the notification form and how the sufficiency determination stage takes place, the steps before Phase 1, you can check the links below to revisit our earlier videos. What happens during Phase 1? When the merger is notified to the PCC, the first thing we do is to study the information provided by the notifying parties in their notification form. Based on this, the PCC's Mergers and Acquisitions Office or the MAO, which conducts the merger review, decides if there's additional information needed to assess the effect of the merger on competition, or if there's anything that needs to be clarified or confirmed. If additional details are needed, the MAO will request these from the notifying parties. The MAO also reaches out to the market participants and stakeholders for more information to validate the notifying parties' statements. At any point during the 30-day Phase 1 review, the MAO may request more information or documents from the notifying parties. The notification form is templated in general or not industry or market specific, so it may not capture all the details we need for the Phase 1 review. This is where the request for information or RFI comes in. To make the most of the limited Phase 1 period, we usually send this request right at the start. The notifying parties are encouraged to contact the MAO for clarification on the requested items. To ensure a timely review and a quick decision, we encourage notifying parties to respond promptly and submit everything within the MAO's set deadline. If the notifying parties cannot meet the deadline, they may request an extension and waiver of the review period. This is done using the model request for extension and waiver form, which must be signed by the company's authorized representatives. Under the rules, the request for extension and waiver must be signed by a general partner of a partnership, an officer or director of a corporation, or in the case of a natural person, by the individual or his or her legal representative, granting an extension tolls or pauses the Phase 1 review period. If, after the first RFI, the MAO finds that new information is needed or clarifications are required from the notifying party's response, we will issue a supplemental request for information. Again, a timely and complete response to any supplemental request is highly encouraged. As industry players, the notifying parties often hold information that could be very useful in assessing the transaction. To speed up the review process, we encourage notifying parties to provide more than just the basics when notifying the PCC of their transaction. For example, you can submit a list of all current products, including those in development, prices for the products you sell, a list of reports your company regularly prepares, an organizational chart so we know exactly who to talk to, strategic and marketing plans even from more than 3 years ago to help us understand past business events, a map of your data systems showing what kind of data you store, internal reports and communications about the merger or the products being acquired. These extra details help the PCC assess the merger more thoroughly, since every review is fact-specific and the Commission decisions are evidence-based. Apart from requesting documents, the MAO also gathers information directly from people who know the industry best. We conduct interviews or request testimony from those with knowledge of the industry, products, services, market conditions, or regulations. This includes the notifying parties themselves and also other third-party market participants. The MAO may also conduct site visits to better understand how a business works. These visits show us how products are made, sold, and distributed. Another tool we use is field missions, where a PCC team visits multiple sites to observe operations and gather on-the-ground insights. We also gather market perspectives through surveys, focus group discussions, and calls for comments from the public. Each of these tools helps us paint a clearer picture of the market landscape and the potential impact of the merger. Throughout the review, the MAU coordinates closely with the notifying parties. This coordination can happen through phone calls, video conferences, or face-to-face meetings. These discussions help us talk through potential issues, define the relevant market, or explore voluntary commitments that could address concerns. Notifying parties can also request meetings themselves to propose solutions, raise their own concerns, or simply clarify any issues. This two-way communication helps ensure that both sides fully understand the transaction's impact and possible remedies if required. As we mentioned earlier, the MAU doesn't just rely on the notifying parties for information. We may also reach out to third parties. These include competitors, suppliers, customers, trade associations, and other government regulators. Gathering feedback from these sources gives us valuable real-world perspectives. This helps us build a more complete picture of how the merger might affect the relevant market. By combining information from both the notifying parties and independent stakeholders, we can ensure our assessment is balanced and well-informed. Once all the information is gathered, the PCC evaluates whether the merger raises any competition concerns. If the PCC finds no significant competition concerns, the Commission will approve the transaction and the parties may proceed with consummation. If competition concerns are identified or there is lack of information to conclude that there will be no substantial lessening of competition or SLC, the case moves into Phase 2 review, a more detailed analysis of the merger's potential effects on competition. Phase 2 review begins when the MAU issues a notice to proceed to Phase 2, formally notifying the parties. The MAU will also send a Phase 2 request for information. The parties must submit additional data for a deeper investigation. If the Commission clears a merger during Phase 1 review, it publishes a non-confidential version of the Commission decision on the official website. The PCC may also post a summary of the merger so the public can see what was approved. If the merger proceeds to Phase 2 review, the PCC announces it online or through traditional media and invites the public to submit comments or opinions not earlier than 15 days after the notice is sent to the notifying parties and Phase 2 review commences. If the notifying parties request more time to submit Phase 2 documents, the announcement may still be made 15 days after the notice, regardless of the extension. In the complex world of merger review, some transactions require a deeper look. That's where Phase 2 review comes in, a more comprehensive examination designed to verify any competition concerns that were preliminarily identified during Phase 1 review or to reach an evidence-based conclusion that no such concerns exist. The Phase 2 review is a critical step in the MAU's merger review process. It's where we dig deeper into mergers that may raise significant competition concerns. Over the 60-day Phase 2 review period, the MAU collects more information from the notifying parties, gathers evidence from the market, seeks opinions from stakeholders, and reviews any other useful data. There are two reasons a merger moves into Phase 2. First, if Phase 1 identifies a potential competition concerns such as high market concentration, foreclosure effects, or other significant competitive impact that can't be fully assessed within the Phase 1 period. Second, if the PCC simply doesn't have enough information to decide whether the merger is unlikely to substantially lessen competition. Remember, the Phase 2 review begins when the MAU issues two important documents: the Phase 2 notice and the request for additional information, or the Phase 2 RFI. These are issued on or before the 30th day of the Phase 1 review. The Phase 2 notice formally informs the notifying parties that a more detailed review is needed. The Phase 2 RFI spells out exactly what information the MAU requires to complete its assessment. Parties have 15 days to submit complete responses. If they don't, the MAU can return their notification forms and documents, or proceed based on worst-case scenarios. If more time is needed, the notifying parties can request an extension, which automatically lengthens the review period. Beyond the RFI, they can also voluntarily submit additional documents or explanations to strengthen their case. In Phase 2, the MAU deepens fact-finding through voluntary cooperation and stakeholder engagement. This includes information from the notifying parties and independent views from competitors, customers, suppliers, industry associations, regulators, and other experts. From the notifying parties, this means fully complying with the Phase 2 RFI, and where helpful, providing additional documents and explanations. Full cooperation is in their best interest as it supports a timely, well-informed outcome. To gather independent views and cross-check facts, the MAU also uses a toolkit of methods involving third parties, interviews and consultations, market inquiries, surveys, focus group discussions, and when appropriate, a public call for comments. These engagements help clarify market structure and dynamics, likely competitive effects, potential benefits and harms, and sector trends, grounding the review in real-world conditions. In some cases, the PCC invites public input by publishing a non-confidential summary of the transaction and opening the same for comments for a given period. Consumers, competitors, suppliers, industry associations, and other interested parties can share relevant views within the specified window. Beyond interviews, the MAU conducts market inquiries, surveys, and focus group discussions. Carefully designed questionnaires and guided conversations capture both qualitative and quantitative evidence on substitutability, pricing, quality, service, and likely competitive effects. The MAU may also consult independent experts, economists, industry specialists, and technical advisors for objective analysis. Combined with notifying party submissions and stakeholder inputs, these perspectives ensure the assessment is comprehensive, evidence-based, and anchored to practical market realities. Ultimately, this safeguards competition, protects consumers, and supports a dynamic, well-functioning market. Throughout the review, the MAU tests consumer impact across PQRS, price, quality, range, and service, using the combined evidence from the notifying parties, stakeholders, experts, and public inputs. Efficiency claims are also verified, assessing whether savings are real, merger-specific, and likely to benefit consumers rather than only increasing profits. When voluntary cooperation isn't enough, the PCC has legal powers to ensure it gets the information it needs for a complete review. One of these is by issuing a subpoena duces tecum, requiring the submission of books, records, documents, or data relevant to the investigation. Another is by issuing a subpoena ad testificandum, which compels individuals, whether from the notifying parties, stakeholders, or experts, to testify under oath. The PCC can also conduct on-site inspections of offices, production facilities, or other premises that may hold critical information. For example, in one case, a top industry player withheld key market data. To ensure a reliable review, the PCC issued subpoenas compelling both the release of documents and sworn testimony. Together, these powers guarantee that the PCC has access to complete, accurate, and first-hand information for a well-informed decision. With information gathered from both voluntary and compulsory channels, the MAU and the EO conduct a deep dive into the merger. They examine three main areas: market structure, competitive dynamics, and consumer impact. Market structure analysis looks at how many companies compete, how large they are, and how difficult it is for new players to enter. Competitive dynamics capture how firms battle in the marketplace, whether it's on price, innovation, or unique strategies to win customers. Consumer impact is assessed across PQRS. Will prices rise? Will quality drop? Will choices shrink? Will service deteriorate? Efficiency claims are also evaluated. Promised benefits like cost savings and operational improvements are tested to see if they are real and whether they truly benefit consumers. By combining these perspectives, the PCC builds a multidimensional view of the merger's true impact on competition. After undertaking the merger analysis in Phase 2, the process reaches a major checkpoint on or before day 45 that can send the review down one of two paths. Note that these timelines may be told if the notifying parties request and the MAU approves an extension and waiver of the review period. Path 1. SOC filed. The MAU may file a Statement of Concerns or SOC. This document sets out the Phase 2 findings in detail, the competition issues identified, supporting evidence, and the MAU, together with the Economics Office or EO, reasoning including why it may be recommending prohibition of the transaction. The SOC gives the notifying parties a clear view of the concerns so they can respond. Path 2. No SOC filed. If the MAU does not file an SOC on or before day 45, it means no substantial competition concerns were found. In this case, the recommendation is the approval of the merger. Regardless of the path, both lead to the Commission's final decision on or before day 60 of Phase 2. A Phase 2 review can conclude in several ways: approval, conditional approval, or approval with binding commitments, or prohibition, approval. If no substantial concerns are found, the Commission approves the merger and the parties can proceed to closing. Conditional approval. The merger is allowed but only if specific conditions are met, such as asset divestitures or behavioral restrictions. The PCC then monitors compliance. The parties themselves may propose commitments to resolve concerns. If accepted, the PCC issues a commitment decision with binding remedies. Prohibition. If the Commission determines the merger will cause a substantial lessening of competition or SLC, it may prohibit the transaction entirely. If the Commission does not issue a decision on or before the 60-day Phase 2 period, the merger is deemed approved by default. At any stage of the review, notifying parties can propose voluntary commitments or VCs to address potential competition concerns. The VC or commitment review process depends on timing. Before an SOC is filed, the MAU reviews and assesses the commitments. After an SOC is filed, the voluntary commitment review team consulted by the Commission reviews and assesses the commitments. As we have discussed earlier, remedies may be structural remedies are permanent changes to the market structure. Some examples are asset divestiture, business unit separation, brand or division sale. Behavioral remedies are ongoing obligations that control market behavior. Examples are market access guarantees, price caps, non-exclusivity arrangements. In some cases, both approaches are combined. At the end of negotiations, the PCC evaluates whether the remedies are effective, proportionate, and address all identified concerns. When potential competition concerns that require deeper examination are identified during Phase 1 review, the MAU conducts a Phase 2 review which involves the use of framework and tools to conduct a comprehensive assessment. This process allows for detailed market analysis, structured consultations with stakeholders, and meaningful engagement with the notifying parties to discuss potential remedies. Through rigorous evaluation of evidence and economic data, the PCC ensures its decisions are grounded in actual market conditions and competitive realities. The goal is to protect consumer welfare while still considering legitimate business efficiencies that benefit the market. Key takeaways. You now know the framework and tools for handling complex cases, how to conduct detailed market analysis, and how evidence-based decisions are made to protect competition and safeguard consumer welfare. Now that we've seen how the MAU uses structured analysis and documentary evidence during Phase 1 and 2 review, let's look at one of its most direct and insightful tools for understanding market realities: talking to the people who know the market best. Interviewing market participants is one of the data-gathering tools used by the MAU in the EO during merger review. Interviews can be conducted with the notifying parties, the acquiring and acquired entities, as well as third parties such as competitors, suppliers, customers, trade associations, regulators, and other government agencies. These interviews provide the MAU with valuable insights to help the PCC make informed decisions and carry out its functions effectively. Before each interview, the MAU sends a formal request asking for representatives who know the business, the transaction, and the potential market impact. It is recommended that the officers with strong knowledge of the business, industry, and market attend the interview. Whether from notifying parties or third parties, stakeholders are in the best position to provide clarification, background, and opinions on topics relevant to the MAU's review. Third-party insights are especially valuable because they help the MAU validate and sometimes challenge the information provided by the notifying parties. Importantly, these stakeholders can also share their views on whether the transaction will bring benefits, raise competition concerns, or keep the market largely the same. And just like with party interviews, any confidential information shared is strictly for internal use and will only be used for reviewing the transaction. During interviews, the MAU asks a range of questions to fully understand the company's business operations, the industry, and the broader competitive landscape. Topics include the company's value chain, production process, and the characteristics of its products or services. The MAU also looks into cost and pricing factors, available alternatives, regulations, and possible market entry or expansion. These questions, asked from both notifying parties and third parties, help the PCC build the complete picture of the market and the potential impact of the merger. Interviews can take place either online or in person, depending on what works best for everyone involved. In-person interviews may be held at the PCC offices or at the interviewee's own premises. The location is always agreed upon beforehand by all interview participants to ensure everyone's attendance for the discussion. The MAU values the time of its resource persons and aims to make every interview efficient and focused. Most interviews last between 1 to 2 hours, enough to cover the agenda, gather key insights, and clarify important details. All discussions follow strict confidential business information or CBI protocols. Any sensitive information is used only for the review of the transaction and kept strictly internal. Party and third-party interviews are a vital tool for gathering information, clarifying details, and securing the data needed for a thorough merger review. In Phase 1, with generally 30 days to work, interview requests are often sent out on day 1. This ensures the MAU has enough time to assess whether the transaction could lead to anti-competitive effects. In Phase 2, interviews continue, often including the same stakeholders from Phase 1, to verify the MAU's preliminary findings and gather any additional information. Now, we'll also look at another key information gathering tool used by the MAU in reviewing mergers and acquisitions. The MAU's initial sources of information are the notification form submitted by the notifying parties, along with publicly available data. These are carefully examined at the start of the review. Additional and more detailed information may also be sought through a Request for Information or RFI. RFIs can be issued during both Phase 1 and Phase 2 review, especially when the data in the notification form or from public sources is too broad or incomplete. To keep the merger review process efficient, the MAU's Request for Information or RFI typically asks for key details such as a list of all currently manufactured, marketed, or sold products, including those in development, in all available variants, models, and sizes. Disaggregated data on volumes and revenues per product type or variant, broken down by region, area, or distributor. Documents and reports on sales and demand, an organization chart, internal reports and communications about the transaction. Any other information that could help the MAU assess the merger, the RFI is primarily sent to the notifying parties who are expected to provide complete, accurate, and objective information on their products, customers, and suppliers. If certain requested items are unavailable, the notifying parties are encouraged to propose alternative data, as long as it achieves the same outcome the MAU needs. RFIs are also issued to third parties, such as competitors, customers, suppliers, regulators, and industry associations, either as an alternative to interviews or to supplement interview findings. Third-party RFIs help the MAU to understand the relevant markets, gather views on the merger, identify potential competition issues and impact, collect evidence, verify the information from notifying parties. In summary, RFIs play a crucial role in the merger review process. They provide the MAU with targeted, reliable, and detailed information needed to assess the transaction accurately. Full cooperation from the notifying parties and third parties help ensure a smooth and efficient review, minimizing delays and enabling the Commission to reach a well-informed decision. The PCC treats confidential information with great care. These include sensitive business data like sales figures, customer lists, profits and losses, and other information regarding business operations. If sharing this info publicly could harm a company, or if it's kept secret by reasonable efforts, the PCC will protect it. You can request that your information be treated as confidential when you submit it, subject to the PCC's assessment. We also protect other sensitive info that could hurt investigations or is not known to the public. If someone provides information anonymously, we keep their identity secret unless they agree otherwise. However, not all information is confidential. For example, the fact that a merger is happening, information that won't harm a business if shared, common industry knowledge, opinions on how a merger might affect competition. Parties cannot refuse to submit required information simply because they consider it confidential. The PCC needs the facts to do its job, and refusing could lead to penalties. So, always share the information requested and be sure to tell the PCC if you want it treated confidentially. The PCC will handle your data responsibly and protect your privacy. Throughout the merger review process, the MAU and the notifying parties may request meetings. These sessions aim to enhance the quality and efficiency of the decision-making process while ensuring transparency and open communication. These meetings serve as a mutual exchange of information at key points in the procedure, allowing both sides to clarify issues, share updates, and align on next steps. During Phase 1, these meetings are called clarificatory meetings. During Phase 2, these are called state-of-play meetings. Notifying parties may have questions about how the MAU conducts its state-of-play or clarificatory meetings. This overview addresses common inquiries and outlines the process. Who should attend? Key officers, especially those named in the notifying party's submissions, are encouraged to participate. Meetings are generally held separately with each party. Officers with knowledge of operations, products, and market conditions should be present. If the notifying parties wish to be accompanied by legal counsel, they may do so. The role of external counsel is limited to providing legal advice during the meeting. Meetings may be held at the PCC premises or remotely, via phone or video conference, depending on the nature of issues, stage of proceedings, and participant availability. Before every meeting, an agenda or list of discussion points is prepared and agreed upon to keep the conversation focused and productive. This ensures that all key topics and concerns are covered and that any required materials or documents are shared in advance. To recall, throughout Phase 1 review, the MAU may require additional information from the notifying parties to support its assessment. This is done through a request for information or RFI. If notifying parties have questions on the scope, context, or limitations of the required data or documents, they may request clarificatory meetings with the MAU. These meetings may be held in person or via remote conferencing, subject to MAU's approval and scheduling availability. The MAU may also initiate clarificatory meetings to clarify submitted information. These sessions allow focused discussions on defining the relevant market, assessing potential competitive harm, and refining the review timeline. Through these engagements, the MAU ensures all necessary information is gathered in a transparent and consultative manner. This allows the notifying parties to actively participate in the review process, supporting a thorough, evidence-based assessment that protects fair market competition. Moving on to state-of-play meetings, notifying parties often ask, how is this different from a clarificatory meeting? The key difference? State-of-play meetings are only held for transactions that will proceed or are already in Phase 2. The MAU aims to hold a state-of-play meeting before advancing to Phase 2 to prepare the notifying parties for the scope of the Phase 2 RFI and share concerns identified during Phase 1. This meeting allows the notifying parties to understand the MAU's preliminary views on the merger, based on the Phase 1 investigation findings and potential competition concerns. During Phase 2, state-of-play meetings are a platform to discuss competition concerns arising from the review, including feedback from market investigation. They are also venues to clarify the theories of harm identified by the MAU during the review. By tackling these issues, the meetings enable notifying parties to engage constructively and propose targeted remedies to address the concerns. The MAU may also give an updated review timetable. If requested by the notifying parties, the Commission may direct the MAU to hold the state-of-play meeting immediately after the SOC is received, giving parties the chance to clarify issues raised. When voluntary commitments are proposed, state-of-play meetings may also be held for the MAU to provide feedback on its evaluation of these commitments. In conclusion, state-of-play meetings are a vital tool for transparency and open dialogue during Phase 2 review. They allow concerns to be tackled, remedies to be discussed, and timelines to be clarified, ensuring that the merger review remains fair, evidence-based, and balanced.